Mina walked through the cold street with a small bag on her shoulder and tired eyes that had seen too much for her young age. She had no home and no family, and only a few coins that she kept inside a small cloth. People passed her without looking, and she felt like air moving between busy bodies. Mina often slept near old shops where warm air came out at night. She learned how to survive by being quiet and watching everything. Her heart still hoped for something better even when her life was hard. Every morning she woke up with a small prayer inside her mind. She believed that something good could still happen to her. One day, a man in a brown coat stopped in front of her. He had kind eyes and a gentle voice. He asked her name and she told him she was Mina. He gave her a paper and said it was important. Mina did not understand what it meant, but she held it tight. The man said someone had left her something special. Her heart started to beat fast with fear and hope. She followed the man to a quiet office. Inside the office there was a desk and a small plant near the window. The man asked her to sit down. He said that a woman named Ada had written her name in a paper before she passed away. Mina did not know Ada, but she listened carefully. The man said Ada had owned a large warehouse on the edge of the city. He said the warehouse was now Mina property. Mina felt confused and scared at the same time. She never owned anything before. The man showed her a small map and some keys. The keys were heavy and cold in her hand. He said the warehouse was full of old things and trash. He said many people thought it was useless. Mina did not care because it was something that belonged to her. Her eyes filled with tears, but she stayed strong. She thanked the man and held the keys close to her chest. She walked out into the bright day feeling different. Mina walked a long way until she reached the warehouse. It was a large old building with broken windows and rusted doors. Trash was piled high around the walls. The smell was strong, but Mina did not turn back. She pushed the door with effort and it opened with a loud sound. Inside it was dark and full of shadows. Dust floated in the air as she stepped inside. Her heart was full of fear and wonder. The floor was covered with boxes and old bags. Some things were broken and some were still useful. Mina walked slowly as if she was in a strange dream. She saw old chairs and torn cloth and empty bottles. She wondered why Ada had kept all these things. She wondered why Ada had chosen her. The warehouse felt like a story waiting to be told. Mina felt small inside the large space. She found a small corner where light came through a crack. She sat down and rested for a moment. Her legs were tired from walking so far. She thought about her life on the street. She thought about the cold nights and lonely days. She thought about how this place could change everything. She did not know how, but she felt it deep inside. Her heart started to feel warm. Mina decided to look around more. She moved boxes one by one. She found old books and tools and strange objects. Some boxes were sealed tight. She felt curious about what was inside them. She tried to open one and it made a soft sound. Inside were small shiny items. Her eyes grew wide with surprise. The items looked like coins and small pieces of metal. They were clean and bright even in the dark. Mina held one in her hand. It felt heavy and important. She did not know what it was, but she knew it was special. Her heart started to beat fast again. She looked around to make sure no one was watching. She placed the items back inside the box. She found more boxes like it. Each one was filled with similar shiny things. Mina felt a mix of fear and excitement. She had never seen anything like this before. She wondered if Ada had been hiding something. The warehouse did not feel like trash anymore. It felt like a secret place. Mina felt like she had stepped into a new world. She walked deeper into the building. The air felt different in the back. There was a small door that looked newer than the rest. Mina felt drawn to it. She used one of the keys to open it. The door opened slowly. Inside was a small room with shelves. Her breath caught in her chest. The shelves were filled with books and papers. Some papers had notes written on them. Mina could not read all of them, but she saw her name on one. Her hands started to shake. She picked up the paper and held it close. It felt like Ada had been waiting for her. Mina felt a strange connection. Her eyes filled with tears again. The paper talked about a girl who had nothing but a strong heart. It talked about a chance to change a life. Mina felt like the words were written for her. She did not know who Ada was, but she felt grateful. The warehouse was more than a place. It was a gift and a test. Mina knew she had to be brave. Her future was waiting. She sat on the floor and looked around the small room. She thought about what to do next. She thought about cleaning the warehouse. She thought about finding out the truth behind the shiny items. Her mind was full of questions. But her heart was full of hope. For the first time she felt like she belonged somewhere. The warehouse was now her home. Mina held the keys again and smiled softly. Her life on the street was behind her. A new chapter had started. The trash-filled warehouse was not just trash. It was a door to something greater. Mina did not know what would come next. But she was ready to face it. The story of her life was just beginning. Mina woke inside the warehouse with soft light coming through the broken windows, and she felt calm in a way she never felt before. She had spent the night on a pile of clean cloth that she found near the shelves, and it felt better than any street corner. The morning air smelled old, but it was still safe and quiet. Mina stood up and looked around her new space. She knew this place could become something better. Her heart told her that this was only the start. She began to clean slowly by moving the trash into one corner. She found old brooms and broken tools that still worked a little. Sweat moved down her face, but she did not stop. She felt proud as the floor became more clear. Each small step made the place feel more like home. Mina worked with steady hands and strong will. She was not afraid of hard work. As she cleaned, she found more boxes. Some were filled with old clothes. Some had broken machines. Some were full of papers with strange marks. Mina picked up every item with care. She felt like the warehouse was telling her a story. She wanted to understand it. In the back room she sat again with the papers that had her name. She read the words slowly. The paper spoke about Ada and her long life. It spoke about saving things that others threw away. It spoke about believing in people who were ignored. Mina felt those words touch her heart. She felt seen for the first time. The papers said Ada had built a business from forgotten things. She had taken trash and turned it into something useful. She had made small items that people needed. She had sold them and saved every coin. Mina realized the shiny metal pieces were part of this. They were pieces for small tools and machines. They were worth more than they looked. Mina felt a fire grow inside her. She understood that this warehouse was not empty. It was full of chances. She started to sort the boxes by type. Metal in one pile. Cloth in another. Tools in another. The mess slowly became order. As the day passed, she heard a sound near the door. 2 kids were standing outside. They looked curious and unsure. Mina walked to them. They asked what she was doing. She told them she was cleaning her place. They smiled and said they wanted to help. Their names were Leo and Nia. They lived in a small broken house nearby. They knew how to fix simple things. Mina welcomed them inside. Together they worked and talked. They shared stories about their lives. The warehouse felt less lonely. Leo found a small machine that still worked. It could cut metal into small shapes. Nia found boxes of screws and wires. Mina felt excited. They began to build simple tools. Small hooks. Small clips. Things people used every day. They worked until the sun went down. Their hands were dirty, but their faces were bright. They had made a table full of useful items. Mina could not stop smiling. She saw a future forming in front of her. A future built from old things. The next morning they took the items to a nearby market. People walked by and looked. Some picked up the tools. Some asked questions. Mina answered with a soft voice. She told them they were made from saved materials. People liked the idea. Slowly coins began to fill Mina's pocket. Not many but enough to matter. She felt proud. She felt strong. Leo and Nia cheered. The warehouse was already changing their lives. When they returned, Mina looked at the building with new eyes. It was not trash anymore. It was a workshop, a home, a dream. She knew Ada had chosen her for a reason. Mina was ready to build something real. But in the corner of the back room she noticed a locked door. It was hidden behind old boards. She had not seen it before. Her heart felt curious and uneasy. She knew more secrets waited inside. And those secrets could change everything. Mina stood near the hidden door with her heart beating fast and her hands feeling cold from both fear and excitement. She called Leo and Nia to stand beside her. They all looked at the old lock. It was covered in dust and rust. Mina used one of the keys slowly. The lock made a soft click. The door opened a little. A warm light came out. Inside was a clean room that did not look like the rest of the warehouse. There were tables and shelves placed in neat lines. On the walls were drawings of small machines. Mina felt like she had walked into another world. Leo and Nia looked amazed. They walked in slowly. The air felt calm and safe. On one table there was a small box. Mina opened it carefully. Inside were papers and more shiny metal pieces. The papers spoke about a plan. A plan to build small tools for many people. Ada had wanted to help families who had little. She had written about sharing work and hope. Mina felt tears in her eyes. She now knew Ada had a big heart. She wanted Mina to continue the work. Mina held the papers close. She felt a deep promise inside her. She would not let this chance go. They found more machines in the room. Some were for cutting. Some were for shaping. Some were for building small parts. Everything was ready. All it needed was people to use it. Mina and her friends worked day after day. They made more tools. They made small parts for simple machines. People from the market started to come. They wanted to buy. They wanted to help. The warehouse became a busy place. Soon other kids joined them. Some brought old metal. Some brought cloth. Some brought broken items. Everything was used again. Nothing was wasted. The warehouse became full of life. Mina became a leader. She did not act like a boss. She worked with everyone. She listened to every idea. People trusted her. They felt safe with her. One day, a man came with a serious face. He said the land was wanted by rich builders. He said they planned to take it. Mina felt a wave of fear. This place was their home now. She would not give it up. Mina gathered everyone. She told them the truth. They all stood together. They decided to protect the warehouse. They showed the work they were doing. They showed how many people it helped. The man returned with others. They saw the busy space. They saw the happy faces. They saw the tools and work. They could not deny its value. Mina spoke with a calm voice. She told them this place gave hope. She told them it gave work. She told them it gave people a chance. Her words were strong. They touched many hearts. The builders left without taking the land. The warehouse was safe. Mina felt proud. Her dream was growing. She knew this was only the start. That night she sat alone. She looked at the stars through a broken window. She thought about Ada. She thanked her in her heart. She promised to keep the dream alive. The warehouse was now more than a building. It was a symbol of change. Mina had turned trash into hope. And the best part was still ahead. Mina woke before the sun and walked through the warehouse with quiet steps while soft light touched every table and tool. She looked at the machines and the boxes and the smiling faces of people who were still sleeping on clean mats. The place felt alive like a small town inside old walls. Mina felt proud of what had grown from nothing. She remembered her days on the street and how cold and empty they felt. Now she was surrounded by warmth and purpose. People began to wake, and soon the warehouse was full of gentle sounds. Some made tea with small cups. Some cleaned their work tables. Some laughed softly. Mina smiled at them all. They were no longer alone. They were a family. Work started as usual with metal being shaped and cloth being cut. New tools were made and packed for the market. Kids and adults worked side by side. Everyone had a role. Everyone felt needed. Mina walked around and helped where she could. A woman named Rosa came to Mina with news. She said more people wanted to join. Mina felt happy and a little nervous. The space was growing. The dream was growing. She knew they had to stay careful and kind. Later that day, Mina found a small old book in the back room. It was Ada book. Inside were stories of her life. Stories of being alone and being strong. Stories of turning broken things into useful ones. Mina felt like she was reading her own heart. The book spoke about sharing and never giving up. It spoke about building something that could last. Mina felt a deep promise again. She would keep this place safe and open for everyone. Soon the market came again. This time many people waited for their tools. They knew the work from the warehouse was strong and honest. Coins and thanks filled the air. Mina felt joy. As the day ended, Mina stood near the door and watched people leave with smiles. She knew they were taking more than tools. They were taking hope. The warehouse had changed many lives. One evening Leo and Nia sat with Mina. They talked about the future. They talked about making a bigger space. They talked about helping more people. Mina listened with bright eyes. She thought about the girl she used to be. The girl who had nothing. Now she had a home and a dream and people who believed in her. She felt strong. The warehouse lights glowed in the dark. It was a place of warmth in a cold world. Mina stood tall. Her story had changed, and so had many others. The end of one life had become the start of another. And Mina knew that even from trash something beautiful could grow.